going on, YouTube? What's going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and now I'm back with another fragrance video. All right, so I've already released my top 10 designer fragrances for 2023, and today we'll be doing my top 10 Middle Easterns for 2023, winter 2023. All right, so this is the first time I've broken up into 3 different lists, but with the how big my collection is and the variety of fragrance that I have, I thought it'd be good to separate. I might do an ultimate top 10 for fall 2023 with a mixture of all of these, anybody who's wondering. All right, but we're here for the Middle Eastern top 10, and man, we got some really good ones here for sure. And the best thing about these, they're affordable, bang for your buck, and you don't have to break the bank to smell fantastic. All right, so Smell Good family, hope everyone is well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy and positive vibes. Hopefully, truly, everyone is doing well. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Up first, from the House of Paris Corner, from the Amir line, we have When Souls Get High. Good Lord. I've talked about this a lot in the year that I've had it, and it is a beautiful honey fragrance, white honey to be specific. You got some hazelnut in here. You also have an almond note in here. There's vanilla, very gourmand, sexy style of a scent, perfect for the colder air. And on a winter night or a winter evening, if you're stepping out, you and your significant other, and y'all going to spend some time together, have a great dinner, just kind of vibe out with the atmosphere that the cold weather brings, this should be something to consider for sure. All right, so it's a gourmandish style, so if you're into gourmands, I would suggest you check this out. From the House of Paris Corner, from the Amir line, we have When Souls Get High. Good Lord, this stuff is fire. Unisex as well. Ladies, you can definitely wear it, of course. All right, up next, in my opinion, the best inspired by for YSL's Tuxedo, in my opinion, from the House of Masan Alhamra, we have Kismet for Men. Kismet for Men, in my opinion, is the best of the best when it comes to the clones or inspired buys for YSL's Tuxedo. Beautiful, beautiful fragrance, man. Spices. Oh, it's just so good. Spices. There's some patchouli in here as well. Dark, rich, semi-sweetness to it, man. Right up the alley of that Tuxedo DNA for sure. Now, why do I like this better than the rest of them that are out there? Just because to my nose, it just settles down with a little bit more of a quality. Moustache is right there too, but Moustache kind of leans away with their benzoin and the rolls, but this one kind of stays true all the way through to the Tuxedo DNA. So this is a preference for me, of course, but this stuff is awesome. Bang for your buck. You want to smell that YSL Tuxedo with a big fraction of the cost? Look at this one from the House of Masan Alhamra. We have Kismet. Kismet. Great stuff here, man. No disrespect to the others, just my opinion. All right. Up next, from the House of Paris Corner, from the Killer Oud line, we have Midnight Ecstasy. Man, this is a really good one here, y'all. Really good one. Some have said that you get Parfums de Marly's Herod in here. I kind of get what the conversation is with that, but there's some chocolate, there's some vanilla, there's some spices, there's some oud, there's a little saffron in here as well. This is a semi-gourmand style of a fragrance with spices and sweetness to it. It's really good. And when I first got it in, I wasn't expecting what this actually smelled like. So for the colder air, if you're looking for a layer of different things, so to speak, sweet, spicy, with a little familiarity to maybe Parfums de Marly Herod, look into this one for sure. It's not a clone of Herod, but there are remnants of that honey tobacco feel in this as well. This stuff is really, really good and performs awesome. Performs awesome for the winter cold air. Oh yeah. Portobello. We got Paris Corner's Killer Oud's Midnight Ecstasy. Let's get that in focus. If it wants to get in focus. It doesn't. There we go. All right. Up next, I've deemed this a scent for a king, for the kings. This is incredible. From the House of Latafa, we have Eternal Oud. Good Lord. Eternal Oud. Good Lord, it's so good it just doesn't want to focus. There we go. This is heavily inspired by, now that I know, from Mason Francis Kershaw's Grand Soir. But there's more to this. The plum in here, the really almost burning benzoin vanilla sweetness that this also contains. Almost a cinnamon feel as well. Slight spice to it. This stuff is incredible. And this and one other, they are the strongest performers out there. And when I say strong, those are my beast mode warriors out there who want 10 to 12 to 24 to 48 hours of performance. Here you go. This stuff is an incredible performer, a scent for the kings. I personally like this better than Grand Soir. To date, I won't ever have Grand Soir because of this. If it's gifted to me, that's different. But me purchasing, I don't think so, because this has a little bit more to offer, and it's because of that Grand Soir DNA. So I respect that as well. But this is it for me. This stuff is good. From the house of Lattafa, a scent for a king, especially not cool to weather. We have Eternal Oud. Eternal Oud. Come on and focus for me. There we go. Eternal Oud. All right. Moving along to a pretty good, almost great clone of Tom Ford's Oud Wood. Goodness. And this stuff is macerated over the year. It's good. From the house of Lattafa from the house of Masan Alhamra, which is under that Lattafa roof, we have Woody Oud. Listen, man, come on and get focused. This stuff here, man, is it gonna focus today? It's Woody Oud. All right, so this stuff is good. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus, but this stuff is, God, it's just gotten so much better after a year. It's crazy. I read someone said this smells like cockroach juice or insect repellent. I get it. The opening's a little rough around the edges, but as this thing starts to dry down, you really get that oud wood really present. I'm talking about super close. Once you get past the opening to the mid and to the dry down, and in the cooler air, this stuff shines. It lasts a little bit more than I've seen some say on my skin. I get around that 7 to 8 hours mark easy. And as time has gone on, the oils in this have really macerated to be a lot more smoother as this thing is in the mid to the dry down. So this stuff is awesome, man. And this is up my alley. This is my speed. This is my scent profile of choice on most days. So this stuff is pretty good. I probably will still get the original of this because I'm a Tom Ford fan, but this has been holding me down and preventing me from doing that. So from the house of Masan Alhamra, we have Woody Oud. Woody Oud. There we go. It's focusing now. Really good stuff for sure. All right. Up next, from the house of Lattafa, this stuff is incredible, man. Incredible. We have Camra. Good Lord. Get in focus. Camra is where it is, man. A lot of conversation has been compared to Kilian's Angel Share. Similarities, yes, but different fragrances in my opinion. Very rich, very bold, very heavy. You get a sweet and spicy, slightly boozy feel to this fragrance. I personally like it better than Angel Share. And I've said this before, I don't know what they was on when they made this fragrance that day, but everybody was on their AAA game with this Camra for sure. This stuff is incredible. Great performer, just beautiful scent profile that was created with this fragrance, man. So I thoroughly enjoy it. It's a safe bet for the colder air. And if you already have this, y'all know exactly what I mean by that. And if you don't, you need to find out. From the house of Lattafa, we have Camra. We have Camra. Excellent stuff. All right, moving along, we have 4 more left on this top 10 list. And I'm a huge fan of honey. I've explained that. We've already had one fragrance so far on this video, and we have another, but this is an extraordinary performer, but it smells awesome too. From the house of Masan Alhamra, we have Tobac. Now this is inspired by YSL's Tobac Allure. And Lord, honey, peach, slight spice, rich, dark, heavy. This stuff is awesome. A couple of sprays will last a whole week. I'm not kidding, especially if you spray it on your clothes. Good luck getting it out. This stuff is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, but a monster of a performer. And I love the notes of peach. I love the notes of honey. I'm a fan of those notes, and they're really, really good in this bottle. You don't need many sprays of this. I've never smelled Tobac, but if it smells anything like this, then wow. So Masan Alhamra did their thing, but in the colder air, this will work. From the house of Masan Alhamra, we have Tobac. If it's gonna focus, will you focus Tobac? Tobac, I mean. I don't know what is, okay, there we go, Tobac, good God. All right, up next from the house of AFNAN, we have Supremacy in Oud. Supremacy in Oud. This stuff is really good. Really good. Direct inspired by from Initials Oud for greatness, but this is the best of the clones that I've smelled. It's better than Latafa's Oud for Glory. What is it? Oud for Glory. The Oud in here is more well-rounded. The fragrance overall is much more smoother, much more wearable in my opinion. Don't get me wrong, the Oud for Glory is nice, but this is really nice, all right? So I would say save your money from the Latafa and go with the AFNAN. There's a sweet note accord in here that balances out that saffron and that oud and that really masculine, heavy approach that this fragrance has. And it's really, really nice, man. I couldn't believe the differences between the two were so grand between the Latafa and the AFNAN. So great inspired by from Initials Oud for greatness, but this stuff is good. Gentlemen, if you're looking for a more masculine approach through the cooler weather and you're not really into the sweeter fragrances, there's a tad bit of sweetness in here, and this stuff just works. From the house of AFNAN, we have Supremacy in Oud. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. All right, moving along to the final two, and these are the latest Middle Eastern pickups that I've had to date in my collection, and they're awesome. From the house of Paris Corner, we have Rafikat. Rafik, I'm sure I'm butchering the name in some capacity. Y'all know me. But this is supposed to be an inspired by clone of YSL's Baby Cat. Never smelled Baby Cat, but if Baby Cat smells anything like this, boy, oh boy. This stuff is awesome. Spicy, then sweet. You got a nice pink pepper and vanilla and just a really attractive style of a scent. Love the bottle. You got some heavy glass. Cap stays into place for sure. I believe there's a cardamom in here that brings an extra warmth to the fragrance, and this stuff is just awesome. It's good. I've worn it already. We've got some cooler temperatures down here. It performs beautifully, but the quality is really what surprised me with this one, and this stuff is awesome. If Baby Cat smells like this, then maybe I need to get a bottle too. All right, but until then, this is holding me down. Great stuff for the cooler weather. From the house of Paris Corner, we have Rafikat. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. And last but not least, from the house of, I believe this is under the Paris Corner umbrella, but it's from the Pandora Scents line. We have Camaro Homme Intense. Camaro's Homme Intense. I've talked about this. I have a full review on this. Beyond close to Dior Homme's Intense, with some sprinkled elements of Dior Homme Parfum, in my opinion. Dead on, spot on, very close, rich fragrance. The base of this stuff is really heavy as well. Iris is beautiful in here for sure. There's a hibiscus note that is present to my nose. And the reason I pick up the hibiscus, because I used to use a hibiscus soap. So when I smelled it in the air and on skin, I picked up that hibiscus nature to this fragrance, man. So I found that very cool for me personally, that I was able to pick that up, because I've spent a lot of time with hibiscus soap. All right, but besides the point, this is a great fragrance. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say it again. I already have Dior Homme Intense. If you don't have Dior Homme Intense, you don't want to spend the money, then you just get this. Is the quality a bit better in the Intense? Slightly. In my opinion, slightly. It's better, but slightly. But if that doesn't matter to you, spend you around 35 to 40 bucks and get you this. I am telling the God's honest truth. on this. This stuff is awesome. And if I didn't have Dior Homme Intense already, I wouldn't be getting it. I wouldn't be getting it. This stuff is awesome. From the house of Paris Condor under the Pandora Scents umbrella, we have Camaro Homme Intense. We were doing so well with staying in focus. So well. Are we gonna get in focus? There we go. All right, Camaro Homme Intense. All right, man. So those are my top 10 Middle Eastern fragrances for winter 2023. Y'all let me know down below in the comments what are the 10 or 20 or 5 or 1 that you would recommend or you'll be rocking for this upcoming winter time in the Middle Eastern world. These are all bangers for sure. I stand by them. Great performance, smell fantastic. These are well done fragrances for sure, and I look forward to spending time with them this winter season. All right, so hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Positive energy and positive vibes. I know how we rock here on this channel. And I always splack it up, splack it down, splack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out to this world, what you put out is exactly what you are going to get back. All right, y'all be cool, and y'all know that y'all need the splacker. That was terrible, but whatever.